Today we're going to take a look inside one of these new Warhammer Universes Beyond Commander decks. It's pretty cool. It seems like these are quite popular actually. So I have this Forces of the Imperium one here with the Inquisitor Greyfax. It's on the back. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. The Imperium. I do actually have all 4 decks here in this box. I got them from Face to Face Games, the sponsor of this channel. If you make any purchases from Face to Face Games, you can save 5% on your order if you use my promo code 8th Place Dave. I'm not sure how I'd like to present these decks though, because I was thinking it could be cool to look through all of them on video, but the thing is, in pretty much all of these decks, most of the cards are new, so it could take a long time to look through all 4 at once. So in this video, we'll take a look through this one, and I don't know, let me know how you would like to take a look at the others, I guess. Because I could do one video for each, but then that would kind of be flooding the channel a little bit, I guess, with these kinds of videos. I'm just not sure how interested people are in it. But as I said, these do seem to be quite popular, so, I don't know, maybe that could be good. We got some counter things here. How does this come out? I probably have to open it from the bottom, yeah. Don't need this. So what have we got? Some more counters and stuff. Is that all this is? There's some kind of document here? Oh, is this a deck box? How do I get this out? So, I do like Warhammer. I sort of played it when I was a kid. I did have... Actually, I don't think I had any Warhammer 40,000 minis, but I did have some Warhammer Fantasy minis. I've shown this in a video before, but I used to play a Lizardman army. Well, I used to play it more like I had some of the figures. Well, I had an army, right? But I was so young that it was kind of a bit too complicated for me. But yeah, I'm a fan of the the Warhammer property. I just have had more exposure, I suppose, to Warhammer Fantasy. It would be cool if they did Warhammer Fantasy stuff, but I feel like it's so similar to Magic anyway that I'm not sure if there would be much point. I played some of Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War, the PC game, when that came out. It was kind of cool. Let's take a look at these cards now, though. Inquisitor Greyfax. So yeah, since these are pretty much new cards, I haven't seen most of them before, so it'd be cool to kind of take a look at them and I suppose try and evaluate the cards as I go. Take a look at some cool reprints if there's any. It's a Face Commander, 4 mana Esper colors, 3/3 with Vigilance. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Vigilance. 1 tap target creature an opponent controls, investigate. Okay, so this is... I wonder if this is going to be an investigate deck? Makes sense for being an Inquisitor, I guess. This is the one that I've seen people mostly excited about, this card right here. So I guess this probably should have been the Face Commander, I don't know, but... So 5 mana, 3/5, double strike. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. That ability is very good. Create 2 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance for 6 mana. So I guess mostly this is good for the card draw, I imagine. Yeah, does seem like a good card. And they shall know no fear. Choose a creature type. Creatures you control the chosen type get +1/+1 and gain indestructible till end of turn. That could be quite good in tribal decks. It's kind of similar to like what's that green card with the Johnny on it that gives all your stuff indestructible and hexproof for 2 mana. But this gives them +1/+0 as well. That's quite good. Heroic Intervention, that's the card, I think. Grey Knight Paragon. Flash 4/4 for 5. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target attacking creature. If that creature is a demon, exile it instead. It's okay. I mean, it's not uncommon, but 5 mana for that effect. I feel like... So I feel like probably a lot of people will end up just playing these as is out of the box, because, you know, it's keeping all the Warhammer stuff together. But in terms of like taking these cards out and upgrading and stuff, this is something that I imagine would probably get cut. Space Marine Scout, 2/1 for 3, first strike, vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, search the library for a plane to put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Those kind of effects are good. It's ramp and white. Thunderwolf Cavalry. First strike, 4/4 for 5. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. That's kind of cool too, but the thing is, it has first strike, but it has no evasion. If you give it evasion, it's good, but once again, I feel like that's one that could probably end up being cut. Sicarian Infiltrator. Flash, Squad 2, a 1/2 for 3. As an additional cost to cast this, you can pay 2 any number of times. When it enters the battlefield, create that many tokens that are copies of it. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Okay, nice and simple. So 3 mana, 1/2 with Flash that draws a card when it comes into play is not bad, actually. But then you can get, for 5 mana, 2 1/2s with Flash and draw 2 cards. This seems pretty good, actually. It scales nicely. I like that one. Sanguinary Priest, lifelink, 4 mana, 2/4. Whenever another creature you control dies, it does 1 damage to any target. Wow, that seems really good. Because whenever another creature you control dies... Okay, so sometimes you see the caveats to these abilities of like whenever a non-token or whenever a token or whatever, but it's just whenever another creature you control dies, so any kind, does 1 damage to any target. That's pretty big, because a lot of the time it's like does 1 damage to an opponent or to each opponent or to target creature or whatever, but yeah. That card is really good. Deny the Witch, 4 mana instant, counter a spell, activate ability, or triggered ability. Its controller loses life equals the number of creatures you control. That one's pretty good too, wow. Strong card there. Gonna go wide deck and burn someone out with that. Interesting. Some of the corners on these look a little bit more square than they should be. Like, it's not a completely square corner, so I don't think that would really be considered a misprint. It's just not perfect, I guess. Doesn't really bother me, though. And we Primaris Chaplain. 4 mana, 3/3 Battle Cry. Oh, that's an actual magic ability. When it attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn. When it attacks, it gains indestructible till end of turn. It's okay. Not so exciting. Swords to Plowshares. Yes, we know this one. Where are the swords at, though? Because the swords are tanks in this case. Reconnaissance Mission. That's a cool reprint. I'm a fan of this card from Ikoria. I believe I play that in at least one deck. These effects are always strong, though, whenever, the ones that let you draw cards when a creature deals damage. Mind Stone. So I guess we're in the reprint section here. I'll try to put all the reprints together, the ones that I know are reprints anyway. Mind Stone, always playable. Mortify. Skull Clamp. That is a pretty great reprint, but the art on that is pretty sweet, I think. I like that one. That's one I wouldn't mind having in foil. I'd probably play that art of it. Talisman of Dominance. So all these commander staples here. What else we got? Soul Ring, obviously. That is a pretty cool Soul Ring, though. Talisman of Hierarchy. Will we have the other talisman in here? Yep, right there. This is the expensive one, right? I think. Arcane Sanctum. Some of these lands have a bit of value too. Like, obviously this one will because it's the Warhammer version. But even just the regular version of some of these just come into play tapped dry lands. Ash Barrens. I remember the first time this card was printed, it was such a big deal. It was, it actually had some value, but it's being reprinted so many times. It's bulk. Like, when I get Commander decks, I just put this in with the bulk. But once again, cool version of it. Memorial to Glory. Interesting they got it uncommon there. Arcane Signet. I like the Soul Ring better than the Arcane Signet, just talking about the art here. This one, I don't know. Doesn't really do it for me. It's not terrible, it's just not my favorite. Commander Sphere. That's pretty cool, actually. I do like this Commander Sphere. Command Tower. Where's the tower? Where's the tower in this picture? Is it this tiny thing way off in the distance? No, wait, is this it? We got a command tower. Dismal Backwater. I don't know. This could have been something better. Anyway, we got the normal tap lands there. Evolving Wilds. Path of Ancestry. This looks like it could be out of Amonkhet, this kind of art. Scoured Barrens. Some more of the crappy tap lands. Terramorphic Expanse. So these are some more new cards, I guess. Celestine, the Living Saint. 5 mana, 3/4 flying lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, return target creature with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good card, because it doesn't need to do anything. Like, you just play it, and its effect triggers at the end step. It's a pretty good one. Defenders of Humanity, X, 2 white, enchantment. Enters the battlefield, create X, 2/2 white Astartes creature tokens with vigilance. X, 2 white, exile this, create that again. Activate only if you control no creatures and only during your turn. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like protection from wraths. Because you get your things, and then if they all die, you just do it again. For the Emperor. Creatures you control get +2/+2, vigilance, and lifelink till end turn. So this is kind of like a white overrun. Pretty decent, though. It's a pretty powerful effect. Space Marine Devastator, squad 2, so you can pay 2 to have it be copied. Grav Cannon. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 artifact or enchantment. So 3/3 for 4. It's basically like a Reclamation Sage for 4 that has better power and toughness, but if you pay 2 more, you can get 2 of them. It's pretty good. You know, it's not the best, but yeah, not bad. Oh, does this have it does have Miracle. Been a long time since I've seen something with a Miracle frame, something new. 5 mana, 5/5 lifelink for Triumph of Saint Catherine. When it dies, exile it in the top 6 cards of your library face down. If you do, shuffle that pile and put it back on top of your library. What? Exile it and the top 6 cards of your library in a pile face down. Interesting. And you can cast it for 5 if you miracle it. Okay. I don't know about that one. It's a need, but I'm not sure how powerful that actually is. Ultramarines Honor Guard. Other creatures you can control get +1/+1. It's a 2/2 for 4, but it has squad 2. So this could be cool as essentially like a build your own white overrun effect. Because if you have 8 mana, you can pay 2 twice and get 3 of these and give your creatures +3/+3 out of nowhere. That's kind of cool, actually. I like the flexibility there. Or, I mean, imagine if you have 12 mana. That's kind of a game-winning card there. Vexilus Praetor, 3/4 for 4, flash vigilance. Commanders you control have protection from everything. That's a good one. Yeah. That card seems like it could go in a lot of decks. I'll keep an eye on that one. I wonder if that's one of the valuable ones. Zephyrim, another miracle thing. Squad 2, 3/3 for 4, flying vigilance. And it just has miracle for 2. So if you miracle it, you can pay 4 and get 2 of them. It's alright. Sister of Silence, 3/3 for 5, flash. When it enters the battlefield, counter target instant, sorcery, activate ability, or triggered ability. We've seen several cards like this. They're good. 5 mana is kind of a lot for this, but still a good ability. Vanguard Suppressor, 3/2 for 4, flying, squad 2. I wonder, every time we've seen squad, it's always squad 2. So is squad 2 just like how the ability, like how that works all the time? Is it never squad 3 or 4? Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's not bad, actually. With this, like, it's not great just on its own, but if you can copy it, it's not bad. Arcoflagellant. Squad 2, can't block, it's a 3-1 for 2. Focus camera. Pay 3 life, it gains indestructible till end of turn. Can't block, though. 3-1 for 3. This one's not really doing it for me. Primaris Eliminator. 3-2 for 5. It's a lot of mana for a 3-2. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Destroy target creature. Creatures target player controls get -2/-2 till end of turn. Okay, I see why it costs 5 now. It's actually pretty cool. I like the flexibility of this, and it can kind of like wrath one of your opponents. I like this one. This would be fun to flicker. Fun for you. Assault Intercessor, 3-2 for 3, first strike menace. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life. That is a powerful effect. Yeah, that could go in a lot of aristocrats type of decks. Kind of aristocrats, because with aristocrats, like, you're making creatures that die and trigger things, but still, I imagine this would fit within that theme. Belisarius Call. Legendary artifact, creature, human, 2/4 for 4. Tap 2 untapped artifact you control. Create a 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature token with vigilance. So this and no, you need 3 artifacts. This doesn't, because this needs to tap and then you need 2 more. So 3 artifacts, you can do that. Or tap X untapped artifact creatures. Wait, tap X untapped creatures you control. Look at the top X card to the library. You can reveal an artifact from among them and put them into your hand. It's probably good. Seems like it could be a little bit slow, but with untap effects, you could probably do something cool with it. First of the Imperium. A Saga here. 1, make a 2/2 thing. 2, each opponent sacks a creature. 3, draw 2 cards for each opponent controls fewer creatures than you. So you could potentially be drawing 6 cards. Pretty good, actually, yeah. Seems powerful. Calidus Assassin. Creature, human, shapeshifter, assassin. Flash, Polymorphine. 6 mana, 3/3. You can have it enter the battlefield. Tap as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has. When this creature enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 other target creature with the same name as this creature. Oh, that's cool. I see why it's an assassin now. Flash. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. I like that one. Commissar Severina Rain. 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever it attacks, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. Each opponent. Or you can pay 2, sacrifice another creature, you gain 2, and draw a card. This seems pretty good, yeah. This could make a good commander on its own. Company Commander, 4 mana, 2/4. When it enters the battlefield, make a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. So potentially it comes with 3 1/1s. Whenever it attacks creatures you control, gain death touch till end of turn. It's not bad. Cybernetica Datasmith. 0/1 for 3. Okay. Protection from robots. That's a funny line of text there. Blue tap. Target player draws a card. Another target player makes a 4/4 robot artifact creature token with this creature can't block. You do some fun stuff with that. It's kind of hard to evaluate this one immediately, but it seems like there's potential. Epistolary Librarian, 4 mana, 3/4. Feels like there's a lot of 4 mana stuff in here. Whenever it attacks, you can cast a spell with mana value extra less from your hand without paying its mana cost, where X is the number of attacking creatures. That could be good. Because you just cast one of the 0 mana things, I guess, right? Probably pretty decent. Exterminatus. 7 mana, non-land permanents your opponents control lose indestructible till end of turn, destroy all non-land permanents. 7 mana is a lot, and I don't know how relevant the first part of that text there is with the indestructible thing. It's a wrath. The flesh is weak. Enchantment. 5 mana. When it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 on each creature you control. Creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them are artifacts. Non-artifact creatures get -1/-1. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I like that card. Because not only does it make your things bigger, it makes your opponent's things smaller, and you can kind of kill a lot of your opponent's smaller things. Inquisitor Eisenhorn, another 4 mana thing, 4 mana 2/3. Reveal the first card you draw each turn as you draw it. When you reveal an instant or sorcery, this way create Cherubale, 4/4 black demon with flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, investigate that many times. Investigate, that's kind of cool. Investigate that many times. Is that what the face commander does as well? I don't remember. Where was it? No, that's just... Wait. That's a little bit different. It's a kind of cool commander in itself as well. There's a lot of legendary creatures in here. Nayam Shai Marad. Okay. Another 4 mana, 3/3. When it deals combat damage to a player, have that player return target permanent from their graveyard to their hand. If you do, that player chooses a permanent in your graveyard, and you put it onto the battlefield under your control. Not really good to give your opponent choices, but if you construct your graveyard in a way so that the only choice is good for you, could be cool, but not sure about that one. Sister Hospitaller? Human Cleric 3/2 for 6. Enter the battlefield, return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield to gain life equal to its mana value. There's a very good flicker target as well. That was not bad. Sister Repentia. 5 mana for 5. 5/1 for 5. When it dies, you gain 2 and draw 2. You can miracle it for 2, though. This one seems quite good, because gaining 2 and drawing 2 is pretty big. And if you can recur this, that's big value there. The Golden Throne. 4 mana, legendary artifact. If you lose the game, instead exile this, and your life total becomes 1. Sack a creature, add 3 mana and any combination of colors. Oh, that seems like a pretty powerful card to have. Yeah. That could go in a lot of decks. Inquisitorial Rosette. Whenever a creature attacks, make a 2/2 thing. Then attacking creatures gain menace. Oh, the thing's attacking, by the way. Attacking creatures gain menace until end of turn. That's pretty powerful, too. Make a creature every time it attacks. Knight Paladin, 6/6 for 5. A vehicle with trample. When it enters the battlefield, does 4 damage to each opponent and crew 1. Here's another good flicker target. So there's a lot of good flicker targets in this deck, but it is an Esper color deck, so that kind of makes sense. Those colors like to flicker stuff. 7 mana, 10/10. Reaver Titan. Protection for mana value 3 or less. When it attacks, does 5 damage to each opponent. Wow. It's kind of cool. Can dodge some removal, and I like how it does to each opponent. Redemptor Dreadnought. I always thought the Dreadnoughts were cool. They're basically just mechs, right? 5 mana, 4/4. So this one's not a vehicle. As an additional cost to cast it, you can exile a creature from your graveyard. When it attacks, if a card is exiled with it, it gets +X/+X till end of turn, where X is the power of the exiled card. Yeah, you can do some cool stuff with that as well. Put a, I don't know, something massive into your graveyard. What's that worm? The box hopper from Guilds of Ravnica? Impervious Great Worm, I think. Chuck that in the graveyard. Thunderhawk Gunship, 6 mana, 6/6 flying. When it enters the battlefield, make 2/2 things. When it attacks, attacking creatures you control gain flying until end of turn. That's pretty good, actually. Gives all your creatures evasion. I kind of like that one, just for this last ability here. And yeah, it only has crew 2. That's pretty cheap crew cost. Bastion Protector, there's another reprint there. So we have some more reprints coming up here now. It's a pretty good reprint, actually. Collective Effort. I thought this would do something when it was in Standard from Eldritch Moon. Didn't really do anything. Deploy to the front. Is that a reprint? Create X11 soldiers, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. I'm not sure if that's a reprint. It probably is, since it's in with these other reprints. Entrapment Maneuver. Target player sacks an attacking creature. You make some soldiers where X is that creature's toughness. Pretty good. Also probably a reprint. Fell the Mighty. Hour of Reckoning. Launch the Fleet. Some more reprints here. Martial Coup. Lots of removal and wrath type of effects. Utter End. Overflowing Chalice. Choked Estuary, Darkwater Catacombs, Exotic Orchard. No, that's a funny looking Exotic Orchard. I suppose it is exotic. Port Town. So kind of the lands that are in every commander deck. Prairie Stream, Sky Cloud Expanse, Sunken Hollow, Tranquil Cove, and then basics. Is there anything else besides basics? I guess tokens. Plains. You get the thing here. Are the tokens cool though? I don't think I've seen these. Soldier, Stardew's Warrior. Clue. What's that? What's that thing? Robot. Interesting. So I'll probably, so I did see quite a few cards in here that I would like to put in other decks, but I'll probably just keep this deck together and try to play it as is, keep the theme all together. So yeah, I can see the runtime for this video has gone a bit longer than anticipated, so I don't know, let me know what how you'd like to see the rest of these decks. Maybe I can find something fun to do with those. Maybe I can try and do a speed run of them or something. Anyway, though, that's going to do it for this one. So if you're still watching, thanks for watching. It'd be cool if you can like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I'd encourage everyone to come join my Discord server. You can find a link to that in the video description below. And in the video description, you can also find my affiliate links for Dragon Shield. In case you'd like to purchase any gaming supplies, you can follow those affiliate links and help out the channel while you do so. And I'd also just like to take a moment to thank all the patrons who support me on Patreon. But otherwise, though, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.